and we will get this party going. Amazing. Well, welcome back. Welcome back. It has definitely been a while. We've been having some, just incredible times. So it's good to see everybody back on here. I miss all of your faces. It just feels like it's been much longer. And what an incredible, first of all, thank you for showing up. Thank you for giving the time out of your evening to be here on this call. I know how important Isagenix is to all of you guys who are consistently showing up. It doesn't go missed. Who's consistent and really showing up, and who's been in action post-celebration as well. That's been absolutely fab. I'm just going to mute Rory because I can hear his knuckles clicking. Ooh. But wow, I mean, we could probably have a call that just went on about celebration, and I could ask for everyone's takeaways, but we'd probably be on for hours. And the first thing I really wanted to share, which I posted in the Team Ignite page a little bit about, was the fact that the Isagenix live stream has now been uploaded. So those of you guys that were there, you can get that for free because you bought a ticket. For those of you guys that weren't there and anyone watching the recording, you guys can go back and watch all that epic, juicy goodness for just $49, which is an insane steal and definitely not one to be missed. Just cannot be missed. Something Eric Worre said that blew me away. I knew there was a difference, but absolutely blew me away. He said, for everybody who wasn't at celebration, everyone who wasn't at celebration will be about 6 to 9 months behind the people that were in the room at the time in regards to being more ready, more prepared, more upskilled, and just more practice in the skill of network marketing. So to have this live stream is such a gift from Isagenix, such a gift. So grab it at $49 and watch it. You can download it, save it, or whatever, but don't miss out. Do not miss out. And for those of you guys that were there, really utilize having that for free to rewatch it again, because when you're in the heat of the event, there's so many key points that we can go, oh my gosh, what did he say? What did she say? What did I miss? So you really want to go back. I cannot wait to go back. You've got your voucher that comes up in view coupons when you go in there and you'll work it out. So that was number one on my hit list to get out first, because it just has to be. You have to check it out. You'd be great. You wouldn't be showing up on these calls if you didn't want to go check that out. I know that for certain. Second thing, which hopefully you guys have seen in Isagenix ANZ page, is the 10% off that we have all been gifted with. Again, fabulously by Isagenix. They have gifted us 2 weeks of 10% off. So for all the conversations you've been having, for all the meetups you've been having, all the sip and samples that you've been having, if you've been having them, you should have people you can really get back to. Follow up central. Get in there and get that 10%. Really get that relaunch in your business. You know, I can see Isopulse. I can see the back office of everything. I know that everybody has really taken a slow down in their enrolling. So there is nothing more powerful than having this 10% off for Australia, New Zealand. I'm really sorry, anyone else in the UK watching this on record, or for mum who's on now. No 10% off for you guys yet, but your celebration's coming up in a few weeks. I'm sure there'll be something then juicy for you guys. So really, for anyone that hadn't seen that, make that a real solid priority. And when you're connecting with people this week and when you're following up, if price has been an objection, really get the costs straight in your head. Jump on, work out what the difference is in the packs, and really share, this is how much money you can save by enrolling this week or next week. So it's there's going to be a real boost, a real possibility if you've still been laying down the paving on the concrete just to keep your journey moving forwards. If you are completely at a standstill and have done nothing at all, at least pull out your follow-up list and really start to hone in on that 10% off. So I also wanted to share that we've got a couple of new style events that we're going to be launching as well. They're not complete yet for me to finally give you the ultimate on what they all look like and what they are. But I will be going over to Australia to run them with Kendra, and I will be coming down to Dunedin as well to be launching them down there with the team too. And then of course we've got them running in Auckland as well. So once we've got them absolutely consolidated, which I'll have by this weekend, we'll be able to lock in some dates, and I'll be able to share those presentations with you. So if they're not in your area, you can just start to harness them and run with them as well. So we'll get some of those together for you too. And before I get into the real juice of where we're going with this team, the other thing I really wanted us to really have mapped out, there's nothing worse than muddy water. Clarity, clarity, clarity. I'm a paper and pen kind of gal. You might be a technical kind of person. I'm pretty sure we're all paper and pen. I've got my diary, I've got my paper diary, my notebook, my new list in my notebook, a different notebook as well. Like my desk is covered in notebooks, but it's all mentally in order, right? The next thing that I really want you guys to be focusing on is, one, having your ticket booked to your next event, and two, already talking to your people about being there. So for those who are schedulers, organizers, like I'm pretty certain most of our tribe are, you want to have highlighted and locked in your calendar the rest of the events in New Zealand or Australia, whichever ones you're going to. Have them locked in your diary now. But being that ISA Uni Auckland is in May, we're only talking a couple of months away. And for those of you that sat in front of Eric Worre or have heard or seen snippets of it, he is planning and organizing and inviting to events months in advance. So you've then got time to help people if they need to book flights. You've got time to help people get paid to get money for flights. You've got time. So lock that in, start talking to your team about it now. New people you're bringing on board, bring in the culture of events straight away so we can really start locking people in for ISA Uni May. One thing that I have absolutely hand on heart committed to myself is that I won't go to any event where I've got less team than I had there the time before. It's now non-negotiable for Steve and I in our business. It's just something that even if we're taking people that haven't even yet enrolled, we just want to be constantly exposing new people to these events, because I could not even for 1 minute, 1 second, try and explain to you what I got from Celebration, which is why this call tonight is not going to be your key takeaways from Celebration. In fact, we're never going to do that ever again. What were your key takeaways from any event? Because as I know, every single one of you that I can see on the call right now, I know you've been to an Isagenix event at least. And you know, you can just acknowledge for yourself, there's a cellular shift that you get in events that cannot be verbally shared. There's an emotion, there's a feeling, there's a cellular shift that can bring me to tears in a second, how I felt at Celebration. In a second, like now, it's happening right now. I could not explain to you the one thing that was said or whatever that was done that has me feel this way. So to try and explain to somebody what an event is going to be about is virtually impossible, but to share how you feel by going to them, to help people plan in advance to get to them, and why you are so committed to being at every single event, that in turn itself is going to be the ignition and the fuel to have more people show up. So I've written my list of who I'm bringing to ISA Uni Auckland. They don't know it yet. Some of them haven't even enrolled yet. But you know what? That's future pacing. And that's what this is really about. It's getting excited, lighting fires within people that they don't even know need lighting. That's what we're all about. That's what we're all about till we move them down that path. So they were the real key things that I wanted to just touch on before we got into the real juice and the depth of this call. Now, you guys, I can see on the Ignite page who sees what posts. It gives me a little tally of seen by and then the list of everybody that's seen it. So you would have seen that I posted on Sunday the 20 enrollments in 30 days with Eric Worre, the video. Now, he touched on this a little bit at Celebration, but I did post please watch this before the call, because I want you guys to be on this call harnessing your time. So if you guys haven't, if anyone on this call or anyone watching this recording hasn't yet watched that 20 and 30 video, then no offense will be taken. I just really want to respect your time. I feel there is no point being on this call right now or watching this recording up until this point unless you've seen that, because otherwise what I'm about to share and go into is probably going to overwhelm you. It's probably going to make you feel a little bit like Mission Impossible, and you're probably just not going to get the depth of what I'm going to go into. And the last thing I want is to set you up for something that you're already in your head telling yourself that you're not going to be able to do. Whereas once you've watched that 20 and 30 with Eric Worre, he maps it out so beautifully. He handles objections that we can't even share with him, but he handles them all in that video. He brings a whole lot more sense of ease and productivity to what this 20 and 30 is truly about. So if you haven't watched it, feel free to jump off the call right now and go watch it, because you've given yourself till 10 p.m. to be in action or to be on this call. Go watch it and then pick up this recording from where we've paused. If you have watched it, stay on. And like I said, if you're on the recording and you haven't watched it, just hit pause on this, go watch that first, because I don't want to, what I'm going to share, I don't want this to cap you in really harnessing and taking action. So with that being said, anyone that needs to jump off, that is all good. Get straight into it, because it is a perfect time to do it. But for those of you that stay on, well done on watching the video. It's going to serve you so powerfully. What you would have seen is that Eric would have taken you through, and you've probably already done it while you've been on there. He's having you really condense your list. He's having you writing down what numbers are there for you. What is there for you to achieve? What is there to be done? What are your numbers? What presentations are you going to need to do to achieve 20 and 30? If 20 and 30 is in fact even your number. So for Steve and I, we're going for 20 and 30. I know Kendra's committing to that. I've spoken to Nadia. She's committing to that. If you want to go all in and have a radical shift in your business, and you want to set yourself the target of 20 people joining your business in a month, then absolutely full throttle, have that as your all out full noise number. If that, and you've seen the video, if that absolutely still overwhelms you despite everything that Eric went through in that, and you want to go for 10 or you want to go for 12 or you want to go for 15, put that as your number. Absolutely, because I don't want you stepping into this already doubting your possibility and your capability. Don't give yourself a number that you've achieved in the past, or is that even close to achieving in the past. I have done this once in 4 years. I've achieved it once in 4 years, and I've done many attempts at 20 and 30, but only achieved it once, and that was in the month of the Wellness Squad. So our business was in a very different position at that point. Even up till now, it still makes me tremble. It still makes me nervous, the level of action that it's going to take. But I tell you one thing that's for certain, it makes me tremble and be more upset and more nervous now with where my business is right now than it does to just take the freaking action and get the result. Hands down, plain and simple. What Eric really gets deep into is driving home, why are you here? Why are you getting on calls? Why are you hosting sip and samples? Why? All the whys. We get present to our why, yes. But, if we were always constantly present to our why wouldn't we be in massive action until we'd maxed out the comp plan or until we'd matched our income? There's something still really, really missing. For the lull and the lack of momentum that the team has been in for the last 2 months, there's a disconnection in the why and the action. So coming back from celebration and having had 4 hours with Eric Worre in the leadership meeting, and then nearly 5 hours with him on the Sunday in the main room, he really has mapped out the rest of our team's business plan for the next year going forwards. He's mapped out the entire year. So what that is going to look like is structure. You guys have done so great in what you've spent your time doing in the last year. So great. But we've lacked structure. We've had random campaigns. We've had random follow-ups, right? And there's probably been so many people that we haven't gone back to. We've probably followed up in ways that didn't feel congruent just because we were in action that week. And so we're shifting it all. We're going to structure, consistency. Heck, even the team calls are going to have a new structure and a mapping out to them. So what Eric painted for us was a picture of how by the time that we are at Celebration next year, instead of the 20 people that were from our team that were at Celebration this year, we'll have over 100 people at Celebration next year in the entire team. So we're not talking about doubling. We're not even talking about tripling our numbers. We're talking about hitting 100 people or more at Celebration next year. Steve and I bought 10 tickets. Mum and Dad have bought 5 tickets to next year's event, and none of those tickets are going to anyone that is currently in the business right now. They're going to brand new people. I know that so many of you other guys as well, you bought those tickets. Guys, they are still on special now. They're not the price that they were at Celebration. They're $129 for the month of March. Do not miss that. That is a steal. Do not miss that. It's $129 for your Celebration ticket for the month of March. How many people in the team, currently in the team, can we get booking that? And how many are you willing to invest and commit to having next year at Celebration next year? And again, I'm not talking doubling or tripling. I'm talking all out action. And the way in which we get that done is by mapping out doing 20 and 30. When I say 20 and 30, just the date for Celebration is up, Donna. You can it'll be online, and if it's not, I'll get it to you because it's out. It's the same, pretty much the same as what we just had. It's February. So Eric Warriors taught us that the 20 enrollments in 30 days needs to happen 4 times a year in your business to drive home massive momentum and see a shift like you've never had a shift. 4 times. He requested, he said to go all in, to get your business unrecognizable, you want to do 4 in the year. And when he asked who committed to what, Steve and I committed to doing 4 in the year. You guys, you've always got an option of what you take part in and what you don't. It's your choice. It's your business. We're just here to lead and support and be a stand. You get to choose what parts you take and harness and run with us in, but you don't have to do everything that we do, but you're welcome to. Just really want to put that out there. So I don't want anybody saying, I can't do this, this is too much, it's not for me, and quit altogether. I'd rather you just say, I'm sitting out of this one. But you've got our word, Steve and I know Kendra and Nadia are the same. So we've had chats around this. This is our commitment to the year. So how that's going to look is that we're going to launch a 20 and 30 campaign for the month of April. And so for the rest of the month of March, we're going to give you the exact instructions of what you need to do to make 20 and 30 happen. You would have got a lot from that video, but we're going to map out exactly what needs to look like. And again, you can do it or you don't. It's absolutely up to you. This is what we're doing. You can do it exactly, or you can do it a different way. But this is what's going to have you have the 20 and 30 in the month of April. So for all of the, I don't know the word for it, for all the people that love things to look perfect, Monday is the 1st of April. Woohoo! So for all our people that like, I'll start that thing on a Monday. Monday the 1st of April. Woohoo! It aligns. Couldn't be any better. Monday the 1st of April is going to be the day where we start our enrollments for 20 and 30. So for the month of March, we're going to spend the time having our list. So Eric Worre told us that whatever list you've currently got, whatever it looks like, start your list again. Have it clean, clear, systemized, make it simple. Now, this big admission here from me, this is the first time I have properly written people in a book. First time I've properly written people in a book. I've done the app, which was phenomenal. Nard's introduced me to the app. It was phenomenal. But again, I let it slip. I had an Excel spreadsheet, but I could never get the time right to going on and updating it. So I've bitten the bullet. I've taken the paper and I've written my 3 core contact lists, and I've put them all into one with my key, which is that I've made a connection, that I've linked Isagenix in there somewhere in the conversation. And then the next highlight is that I've arranged a call, sent a tool, or there's a next step, whatever the next step is. So it's going to look somewhat like this. And so I made a commitment at Eric Worre to have 100 conversations in 72 hours. So I start going through, and there's a lot of conversations been happening. And there's a lot of people that I haven't spoken to yet. Start with your phone book. So that's why the first lot is in alphabetical. And there's quite a lot of people I haven't connected with yet because they're old contacts in the phone book, right? Your first one is your phone book. That's what you want to write your list off first. That's the first of the big 3. The second list of people you need to write down are your email contacts. Go on your email, check out all the people you've had conversations with, or whoever you've got in your contact list, write them down. And then third of all is every social platform that you are on, you need to write all those people down, which made me giggle when I thought about the people that pay for followers and have got like 21.1K. I was like, ha, glad I haven't done that yet. Still only got 1,000 to write down. Every social platform that you have contacts with, you need to write them down on your list. My back has been breaking writing this list. I've just been like, scroll right. Who's that? Who's that person? I couldn't even remember who it was. It's a fantastic, the best preparation you could do before the 1st of April is to have that done. The sooner the better. Get it done. I'm still going through my social media. I've been writing it for a week. It's just driven me to insanity. I've had to take some breaks. It's incredible. But have you guys ever heard the saying, show me your network, I'll show you your net worth? Your network and your net worth are so correlated. And when you start writing that list, man, it puts a rocket up your butt, especially if you're disappointed in what you're writing down. If you're fired up by what you're writing down, you can get excited and you can get reignited. If you're disappointed, you've got to get out there and make some new connections. Hands down. That's what that list of what we're doing in the month of March looks like. So on the 1st of April, we're going to be launching the Transformation Tribe Round 2. So when it comes to the week before, and we'll remind you of this on the team calls on the lead up to then, that's where we're going to be launching our Facebook campaign the week before. So that's in 3 weeks' time from now. So nothing you got to focus on right now, but that's what the structure is going to look like. So for the month of March, you've got to write your list and you've got to start having massive amount of conversations a day. That might be 5. That might be massive for you. 10, 20. But if, like Rory just said, he's got 5,000 people on social platforms that he needs to write down and go through. Remember, not the people in Isagenix, just the non-Isagenix ones, which you'll have a lot of people to sift through, Roz. When you've got your list and you start in your conversations, it doesn't have to be about Isagenix. It just needs to be connections. You want to be booking coffee dates, meetups, Zoom calls into every single pocket possible of your life. And I know that you all work. I know you all work full time. That just has to look how it has to look, however you can make it look. If that's going to be that you're having a 10, 15-minute phone catch up as opposed to sending a message about when can you catch up, if it's literally picking up the phone and having that straight away with whoever answers, that's how it's going to look. And the moment when you've done 6 or 7 of them, it's going to feel so nice and easy and breezy. It really is, especially when you're just calling to say, how are you? Just connecting, having a catch up. So make it easy on yourself if you've got limited time. but we're going to be launching Transformation Tribe Round 2. We're going to keep that title because transformations are for everyone in any way that they choose. And we're going to be blasting that from the 1st of April. What I request your next month, this current month, looks like, harness the 10% off. Absolutely. You're going to need to get some people enrolled in the next 2 weeks because quite honestly, the business, everyone's business on this call dramatically needs those enrollments with the 10% off so that you can keep up your residual, you can keep up your income, and get ready to order some products for all these sip and samples that you're going to be hosting. And what I would really highly encourage is that you have a sip and sample every single week between now and the 1st of April. What Steve and I are going to be hosting, we're hosting our first big event. We're hosting a boot camp, a workout, and then a smoothie bowl, and then a little info session on Isagenix and the side hustle economy on Saturday. So we're launching what we're calling our keynote event. And then every Saturday after that, we're hosting a sip and sample, whether that's with a new cleanser's house or our house, not yet mapped out. But every single Saturday for the month of March is an event. So you've always got something to invite people to. First and foremost, you've got your events. I also encourage that wherever you can, each week, you connect with your team or you sit by yourself and you give, well, when I say sit by yourself, you're going to do that every day. What I more mean by that is you're connected with people in your team, somehow, shape or form, physically or on Zoom, and you're having a business blast. My business blasts are going to be on a Friday night. Invites yet to be, the event yet to be actually written online, but I want a business blast, 2 hours of action, connections, setting up appointments, everything you would have seen in that Eric Worre video about the blitzing. It's going to be, I'm going to host one every Friday night, 6 p.m. for a couple of hours. Just come at my place. Maybe we'll grab a takeaway, might have a glass of wine, whatever that looks like. Make it you. Make it really flow. Make it really you. So really for the month of March, it's going to be a lot of connecting, a lot of meeting new people, filling the funnel. Like I said, if you're looking at your contact list and going, you need to be out there at meetups, you need to be making new friends because you've got a whole month for people to get to see who you are and why would they want to collaborate with you come April. Yeah? So you guys feeling the energy of what March is going to look like? It's going to be juicy because the month of April, there's not going to be a whole lot of outdoorsiness. It's going to be a biggie. It's going to be a biggie. What we'll do when we get closer to April, we'll talk again a little bit more through around the 20 and 30. I will encourage again that you watch 20 and 30 again the week before the Blitz so that you're fully present, you're fully committed and connected. Eric will take you through what it looks like. We'll take you through what it looks like if you've never done anything like it before, because for you guys, and Nads reminded me of this on a call earlier today, was how beautifully did Sammy Aputo share that if you were jumping on an airplane and you didn't have a safety briefing and you hit turbulence, you would freak the heck out. But the fact that you're prepared, you have a safety video at the beginning of every flight that you ever get on, even though you're like, oh, here we go again. But the fact that you're preparing your passengers for what could come, what could happen, what's likely to happen, everyone's going to be ready to deal with that in a whole different space. So we're going to hold that space for you guys as well. When we step into April, we're going to be prepared. We're going to be united. We're going to have a list and connections that are just bursting at the seams, ready to take action. And then we're going to work out that 30 days in 10-day periods, just like Eric Worre was saying. So I don't need to go into the depth of those 10 days because you would have all seen it on the video already. The biggest myth in network marketing, and one that I have sat in for way too long, even when I've heard it before, that's why I need to hear it over and over again. The myth being slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race. Have one conversation a day, might get one enrollment a week, maybe one a month. I'm okay with that. I'm happy to go slow and steady. It's just so painful. It is so painful, especially if you set yourself a goal of reaching a certain rank, especially if you say, I'm all in on the crystal reset, and then continue to take those slow pace steps, because you're going to see people rank advancing. You're going to be seeing people being cheered on. You're going to see so many people hitting the result that you wanted, and you've attached your why so firmly to it. That money's going to go to that. That's going to pay that off. I'm going to be able to do this with the kids, that with the kids, that with the hubby, that with the girlfriend. And then you never get there because we're stuck in that slow and steady wins the race. Eric Worre says an aeroplane will not take off the runway unless it gets full acceleration for a short period of time. Then we get up and then we cruise. And by cruise, I mean we rank advance people. So the second part that Eric spoke of was we're going to do our 20 and 30. We've got a month of all in, non-negotiable action. People around us will forget about us because we're not showing up to our usual leisurely dues. But in the second and third month following the blitz, we're going to spend those 2 months of rank advancing people to manager. Manager is our core position in Isagenix because we've completed you share, they share. So we're going to be getting people to manager in 1 month, people that we've brought on board. We're going to be having taster parties for them, sips and samples for them. We're going to be having calls. Who do you know? This is where we're going to start to take people through the steps, the step guide. For that first month, when we're enrolling and we're in mass enrollment, it's going to be messy. It's not going to be all that pretty. It's not going to be all ducks in a row. I'm going to do a little post about you, and then I'm going to send you loads of product, and you're my new cleanser, and everyone's going to know you're my new cleanser. No, that's where people fall dependent upon us. And Eric was so clear about this. In the leadership meeting, he was really hot on this one. He said the last thing you want to do is bring on a cleanser and they be the only one, because what that does for all your past cleansers are, Donna's got a new favorite. Donna's got a new best cleanser who, congrats on your first cleanse. And you know what? They just think, oh, well, and they step away. So this slow and steady pace where we're bringing on a new person and we're giving them our all, we're pouring everything into that one person. Those other people that were your new cleansers 2 months ago, they seem to turn off their auto-ship and they go back and they're gone. And we wonder, what the heck? I can't do this. I can't do this. Who's had that feeling and is sick and tired of that feeling? I have it too much. I'm just done with it. Too many times. So when we bring on a mass of people, and you can see it from the Transformation Tribe round 1 that we had something like 17 people in a group chat. They were sharing ideas with each other. You had a brand new cleanser cheering on another brand new cleanser. It was unity. It was a tribe. It really, really was the tribe. They just looked after each other. You didn't have to be on call for one person on a cleanse day. They had a team. That's what that's going to look like. So then when we get into month 2 and month 3 of that period, we're going to be doing month to manager. Yes, you're still going to be connecting with people. You still need to be doing your basic 3 new connections and 3 follow-ups. But what you'll be instead having is actually having people rank advancing, not just hoping somebody shows up to want to do something. We're going to actually be helping people get to manager, because we're going to have those, we're going to have our tribe. Guys, who do you know and who would like their next month paid for? We're going to have actual people put their hands up. Yes, or lock in that elbow like Jules did. People actually that do put their hands up, we're going to know who we want to work with, rather than trying to make our one brand new cleanser share Isagenix. which ultimately then they're probably just going to turn off their auto-ship and feel pressured into sharing Isagenix. So all round, it may all make sense, doesn't it? It all makes sense. So that's how it's going to look, guys. We're going to then do that back to back throughout the rest of the year. Eric says that this is 4 months of intentional action and 8 months of nourishing. This isn't 12 months of crazy and rolling, trying to rank advance someone. I'm exhausted. I'm not doing anything. I'm turning everything off for a week. And then I'm going to try again. You know, all this stopping and starting. That is just what is happening in the business at the moment. And it's killing it. And so it's time to replan, restructure, and literally just start from the beginning. We've got a brilliant group of us. We're all highly skilled in talking to people and sharing our passion. We've all had fantastic experience on the products. We've all had a great transformation. Maybe in this month, give yourself a 9-day cleanse if you need to zhuzh a few bits up. Start posting on Facebook again. Start to just think of those little spots where you've gone, I've let that slip for way too long. This is my chance now to spend the next 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. I've got a month. I'm going to get my list together. I'm going to rebuild my connections. I'm going to fill every spot in my calendar that I can, that obviously isn't family time, but I'm going to really take responsibility for my schedule. I'm going to really take responsibility for my actions, and I'm going to bring on a brand new cleanse team, and then I'm going to bring on a brand new run to manager team. It's time that we all have a refresh and we all recharge and we all rebuild our business. And like I said before, Steve and I are going to be doing these 30-day blasts every 3 months. If you want to join us, you can. In that 30 days, you really, really need to take responsibility for your people. If you want to jump on the phone and talk them through their box, just do it. Just do it. You know, you're probably not going to see much of the rest of us because we're all going to be in our zone doing it. Yeah, there's not going to be a whole lot of chance for me to jump on and open the box call with someone. You're going to have to try and use somebody else in your team or just do it yourself in that 30 days. Just so we can really all hone in on blasting out that level of action in that time. And as Eric Worre said in his video, more than anything, you just need to decide. More than anything, you just need to decide. What about a two-way call? Is that just like a normal phone call? A two-way?
Like just when you first, like when you've got that person for the first time, do we still need a second person to be on the call with us, or do we just do it ourselves? You know how you're always saying like a second person is really needed on a call?
In this prep month, absolutely. In the actual enrolling, the 20 and 30 month, just you. Yeah. Okay. Because you would have done your prep month would be all your 3-ways, your sip and samples, you're getting other people sharing their stories. It might be a webinar. You've got other people showing the community that it's not just you, this crazy person that believes in Isagenix, you know? So you've got that prep month. So then when we're doing month to manager in the next 2 consecutive months, that first month is going to be hardcore, getting people to actually really get into manager. The second month's really more so going to be an overflow month for those that did go for it and didn't make it, have got the opportunity to do so. But we will then be doing a 2-week lead up to the next 20 and 30, where again, we'll be having 3-way calls, webinars, sips and samples, events, that kind of thing in the lead up. So once we get the cogs turning in this, we'll start to feel the flow. We'll start to see what that first 3 months looks like. Yeah. I think I get my words a bit jumbled now. And then we'll reflect and review. What did we feel worked really well? Did we need more 3-way calls? Did we need less? Could it have worked without that? Did the person still feel connected? because they're joining in a big tribe, they're going to feel community anyway. So maybe that 3-way call wouldn't necessarily be necessary in that situation. So we can start to put the feelers. We can start to take some reflection on our actions and how we do things, and that kind of thing as well throughout the first 3 months, and constantly be expanding on that for result. Because why else are we here if we're not causing results in people's lives? If we're then not causing results in our own lives, like we've just got this golden opportunity for people that we all know is amazing. We all show up for it. We all use the products. We all adore the community. Look, we partied so hard last weekend. We had a great time together. We love each other's company. There are so many people that need and are praying every night for a community like ours. There are people lonely. I have never seen so much sponsorship and ads at the minute on Facebook as I am now about suicide, about people unhappy with themselves, lonely. It's so tragic, the way in which the world is right now, with more disconnect than ever before. And we know we have a solution for that. We know we have a group for that. So as much as this is going to radically shift our businesses, our income, our lives, and our joy, and so much that comes from that, we have a massive responsibility as well. So I really, really, really hope that you guys really start to get that it's now time to give that and pour that into other people. And I know you guys show up. You're always showing up. But the next thing is to get past it, what we need from this and what we are going to get from it, and really, really, really give back. That's our responsibility now. That's why we've all been called to this. Sometimes I question it. Why did I get called to this? But we did. And it's our responsibility. Yeah, that's right, Rory. The action is now. That's right. I just want to check the chat because there's like 30 messages in here and I don't want to miss anything. You guys can just start to digest this a little bit. Jules, what did you mean? How long is it up for in 30 days? Did I just give me the thumbs up? Did I answer that or no? What did you mean by that?
That was just around the celebration stuff that was at the start. So is it a time limit? There was it was up for 90 days or 30 days or something like that we can have access to it.
Oh, the celebration live. I think it was 90.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think it was 90 days. You got access to that. And then, so Kendra's put the dates in there for celebration, 21st to the 23rd of Feb 2020. Yeah, awesome. I don't see any other questions, just people fist pumping. Yes, epic. Whoop, whoop. Amazing. Love it. So you guys, like I said, the reason that video was paramount, and which you will all understand, that video was paramount to watch before I went into that, because otherwise you would have just been freaking out. If you're watching the recording and you didn't listen to what I said, you're probably freaking out right now. Don't say I didn't warn you. We can still diffuse that, not a problem. So yeah, I mean, there's no need really for anyone to need to get on a call with anybody else around, I need help with my numbers, or I need help with how much money I can make, and all of this, because that video takes you through every single step of that. You know how to make your list. Just lock in your sips and samples, whatever you want to call them. Lock in the events. Just really, really get yourself to a place of why am I showing up? What am I ready for more of? What am I ready to do with all of this information and this excitement and this joy and this possibility? And am I sick of possibility? And now am I wanting action? Because I get sick of possibility. I'm sick to the back teeth of possibility, if I'm honest with you. I don't want any more possibility. I want to see it. I want to do it. I want to feel it. I want to be it. I don't want to know what possibly could happen out there. I want to see it happening. Yeah, absolutely. Steve said, let's change lives and in the process double our income. 100%. 100%. It's time to lift. We're really ready to shift. We're really, really ready to shift the plateau that this team's been in. You've all shown up. You've taken the actions. You've bought the Facebook, you've bought the Celebration Live. You're going to buy the Celebration Live, or you were in Brisbane. You're committed. You're showing up. Let's make it worth your time. Quite simply, let's really value time and let's have it. That's all really there is to say. Let's have it. So get locking them in. I'm going to share the events that I'm planning for this month. I'll share them all between either Nourish the Best Stew. So if you've got a sip and sample, post it as an event in Nourish the Best Stew so people in your area can go to that. Any event that you're doing that anyone in Nourish can show up to, put it as an event in Nourish the Best Stew. That's on my list of things to do here on my desk for my Saturday one. So even if you're not there, you can still invite people. We want to get that transparent, make it a bit easier with all these events. Post them in Nourish, post them in Ignite, wherever you feel it's most powerfully going to reach people. So on that note, I'm going to stop the recording now.